Sex and the City's follow-up series And Just Like That continues the story of Carrie Bradshaw and her circle of New York City friends, but the reboot also recontextualizes several key aspects of the show. The series reunites Carrie, Charlotte, and Miranda 23 years after SATC first premiered and 11 years after audiences last saw them in the 2010 film Sex and the City 2. Although And Just Like That brings some much-needed changes, including a more diverse cast, it also encourages nostalgia for parts of the series that viewers may have underappreciated during the original run. The revival follows the series' main characters, minus one notable exception, as they navigate life in their 50s. This naturally leads to changes in the characters' relationships and lifestyles that viewers became attached to when SATC was originally airing. Knowing where the lead characters end up in And Just Like That completely changes the way their storylines feel in SATC. Some plot points become even more frustrating, while others offer a renewed appreciation for the original series. 10. The original costumes stand out more. Sex and the City's costume designer didn't return for the reboot. One of the most iconic aspects of SATC was the costuming. Although And Just Like That keeps up the tradition of Carrie's outrageous outfits, the original costume designer, Patricia Field, did not return for the reboot. Since fashion is such a huge part of Carrie's character, Field's influence had a major effect on the show. Carrie's wardrobe reflected her big personality but also her long-standing interest and respect for fashion. Many pieces of Carrie's wardrobe were casual staples or unexpected vintage pieces, which were then paired with more upscale items like Carrie's signature tulle skirts and Manolo Blahnik heels. Through the use of these pieces, Field was able to portray Carrie as someone who spent years collecting clothes and accessories that she felt a personal connection to, as shown in her iconic closet. The same can be said for the other characters. Their wardrobes all had a lived-in quality that reflected their characters' lifestyles perfectly. And Just Like That, costuming feels much more polished, which makes sense since the characters are more mature and financially stable, but that contrast makes their SATC outfits even more remarkable. 9. Carrie and Big's relationship is even harder to watch. Their tragic ending makes the original show much sadder. After watching AJLT, Carrie and Big's romance becomes much more tragic. Carrie pursued Big across 6 seasons and 2 movies, struggling to make their relationship work despite emotional hang-ups and other romances. Even during the show's original run, Big and Carrie were a controversial couple. Despite their best efforts, they often ended up hurting each other and the people around them in their attempts to figure out their relationship. It becomes even harder to watch Carrie fight for their relationship after Big dies of a heart attack in And Just Like That's first episode. In the original series, Carrie went through so much heartbreak trying to maintain a relationship with Big. Knowing that instead of getting her happily ever after, she's just in store for more heartbreak, makes it even more difficult to root for their relationship to succeed. 8. The romance between Miranda and Steve is more frustrating. Knowing how their will they/won't they relationship ends is a disappointment. Carrie and Big's relationship isn't the only one that faces some major changes in AJLT. Miranda and Steve's marriage also comes to an end, albeit for a very different reason. It's revealed in the follow-up series that Steve and Miranda's relationship has been on the verge of failing for at least a few years before the show picks up. This came as a blow to fans who rooted for them to get together during the original series. Miranda's will they/won't they relationship with Steve was a huge part of her character arc, and he continuously pushed her to get out of her comfort zone and grow as a person. He was the impetus behind Miranda facing her more judgmental tendencies, deciding that she wanted to become a mother, and even making the move from Manhattan to Brooklyn. Watching their relationship fall apart in And Just Like That, and seeing Miranda leave Steve for Che makes their charming moments during the original series much more frustrating to watch.